Hare Krishna, everyone. So, we are back to our daily study of Srimad Bhagavatam. Though these sessions were not being recorded, but now we will record these sessions as well. Vandeham Shri Guru Shyatapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Shah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुवेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमामि विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So we were studying from Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. We will continue that as a part of our daily Srimad Bhagavatam study, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So we have to follow these instructions given to us in the scriptures by the acharyas, that we have to study Srimad Bhagavatam every day. So okay, we will resume our study from where we left. So this is 10th canto, chapter number 14, Brahma's prayers to Lord Krishna after Brahmaji took away all the calves and friends of Krishna, suspecting if he's really thinking that he's being bewildered, that he's just a small cowherd boy. So after he realized that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in this chapter, we see what are the prayers offered by Brahmaji to Lord Krishna. So 37th verse we will see, Canto 10, chapter number 14, verse number 37. प्रपञ्चं निष्प्रपञ्चोऽपि विडम्बयसि भूतले प्रपन्नजनतानन्दा सन्दोहं प्रतीतं प्रभो. Synonyms, word-to-word meaning. Prapancham, that which is material. Nisprapancha, completely transcendental to material existence. Api, although. Vidambhayashi, you imitate. Bhutale, on the surface of the earth. Prapanna, who are surrendered. Janata, of people. Ananda Sandoham, a great variety of different kinds of ecstasies. Prathitam, in order to spread. Prabhu, O Master. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear Master, although you have nothing to do with material existence, you come to this earth and imitate material life just to expand the varieties of ecstatic enjoyment for your surrendered souls. So Brahmaji is praying to Krishna that, oh my dear master, although you have nothing to do, why will Krishna come to this material world? This material world is described as kind of very filthy place, full of all anarthas. We are all like in a prison So why will Krishna come to this material world? He is enjoying his eternal pastimes in the spiritual world. But out of his kindness, he comes and you come to this earth and imitate material life just to expand the varieties of ecstatic enjoyment for your sundered souls. Just like in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that he comes for two purposes. For what? To annihilate the demons and to protect the devotees. But actually, the acharyas say that annihilating the demons, it can be done by his different energies. So the main purpose why Krishna descends is to give pleasure to his devotees. So anyways, to expand the varieties of ecstatic enjoyment for your surrendered devotees. Purport Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur points out that just as a lamp does not seem to shine as brightly in sunlight as it does in the shade, or as a diamond does not seem as brilliant on a silver platter as it does on a plate of blue glass, the Lord's pastimes as Govinda do not seem as amazing in the transcendental abode of Vaikuntha as they do within the material realm of Maya. Lord Krishna comes to the earth and acts toward his pure devotees exactly like a devoted son, boyfriend, husband, father, friend, and so on, and within the darkness of material existence, these brilliant liberated pastimes give unlimited ecstasy to the surrendered devotees of the Lord. In this Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Prabhupada quotes Lord Brahma as follows: I can also understand that your appearance as a small cowherd boy, a child of the cowherd men, is not at all a material activity. You are so much obliged by their affection that you are here to enthuse them with more loving service by your transcendental presence. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is pointing out that how if you keep a torch or a lamp in a sunlight, what is the, I mean, it is not very much appreciable, but if the same lamp or the torch is in darkness, in a dark room, then yes, it has great value. It is I mean, you can appreciate the value of that light. Similarly, a diamond may not be seem so much brilliant in a silver platter, but when kept in some colored glass or colored surrounding, then it appears to be more valuable. In the same way, these pastimes of the Lord in the spiritual world, as compared to the spiritual world, they appear to be more brilliant in the material world. Why? Because these eliminate these pastimes, transcendental pastimes, in the material world where there is full of misery, ignorance, darkness. In this particular environment, when his transcendental pastimes are taking place, then they appear to be more uh, very brilliantly, it's the value becomes seems to be more um, uh, like uh, liberated. Those liberated pastimes, they are more attractive, give unlimited ecstasy to surrendered devotees of the Lord. And Srila Prabhupada quotes in his book, I hope you know about Krishna book, where these pastimes of the Lord in the 10th canto are specifically given by Srila Prabhupada in that book. And there Srila Prabhupada is quoting that I can also understand that, quotes what Lord Brahma says that, I can also understand that your appearance as a small cowherd boy, as the son of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, Mother Yashoda, it is not any ordinary material activity. In fact, you are so much obliged by the affection of your of them, of the cowherd boys, of the people in Vrindavan, that you are here to enthuse them with more loving service by your transcendental presence. So that is very just like it is said, Krishna is Supreme Lord. He cannot be bound, but he can be bound by the love of his devotees. Love of the devotees like Mother Yashoda in Damodar Leela, Nanda Maharaj. There's a pastime like Nanda Maharaj once said to Mother Yashoda, "Oh, is your child can does he do any work also? Can he do something also?" He was a little a child that time, Krishna. So Mother Yashoda said, "Yes, yes." Then she asked Krishna, "You take these slippers of Nand Baba and take to him." So what did Krishna was small kid from in his small childhood, and he carried those two slippers on his head and uh, went to Nand Maharaj to give it to him. Then Nand Maharaj was, "Yes, yes, your Krishna is very he can he appreciated that." So if I'm not wrong, you will find this in a pictorial form also in the pictures in in Srila Prabhupada's in books Srimad Bhagavatam and all. So these are so sweet pastimes. Krishna becomes like a sold out to his pure devotees, gives himself to his pure devotees. Okay, next verse 38 verse. Jananta eva janantu kim bahuktva बहुक्त्या न मे प्रभो मनसो वपुसो वाचो वैभतं तव गोचरा. Jananta, persons who think they are aware of your unlimited potency, ever certainly Janantu, let them think like that. Kim, what is the use? Bahukta, uktya, with many words, na, not, may, my Prabhu, O Lord, Manasa, of the mind, Vapusa, of the body, Vacha, of the words, Vaivavam, opulence, Tava, your Gochara, within the range. Translation purport by Divine English Prabhupada. Okay, I'm sorry, the translation and purport of these verses are actually done by the servants of Srila Prabhupada, by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So I correct myself there. With the range translation, there are people who say, "I know everything about Krishna." Let them think that way. As far as I am concerned, I do not wish to speak very much about this matter. O my Lord, let me say this much. As far as your opulences are concerned, they are all beyond the reach of my mind, body, and words. These are the words of Brahmaji. So we can understand if anybody claims that, okay, I know Krishna, I am very self-realized person with if someone claims like that without a proper um, uh, without proper attitude of a devotee, of course they we can understand they are just cheaters. And if even a devotee also will never say that I know Krishna fully. We can see that Brahmaji, he's in a parampara, Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya, he himself is mentioning if somebody says like that, I mean they may think that way, but I do not wish to speak very much on this matter. As far as your opulences are concerned, they're all beyond the reach of my mind, body, and words. Papa, this translation is quoted from Sri Prabhupada's Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 21, text 27. Next verse. Anuja nihi mam Krishna sarvam tvam vetsi sarvadrik tam eva jagatam natho jagat etat tavarpitam. Anujanihi. Please give leave, Mam, to me, Krishna, O Lord Krishna. Sarvam, everything, Tvam, you, Vetsi, no, Sarvadrik, all seeing, Tvam, you, Eva, all alone, Jagatam, of all the universes, Natha, the Master, Jagat, universe, Ether, this, Tava, to you, Arpitam is offered. Translation purport by the humble servants of Srila Prabhupada. Translation, my dear Krishna, I now humbly request permission to leave. Actually, you are the knower and seer of all things. Indeed, you are the Lord of all the universes, and yet I offer this one universe unto you. But in his Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Srila Prabhupada has quoted Lord Brahma as follows. My dear Lord, although you are the Supreme Lord of all creation, I sometimes falsely think that I am the master of this universe. We think in this way, no, I'm the master of all I'm the master of all I survey. And that's how we are still caught up in this false ego. Okay, I may be master of this universe, but there are innumerable universes, and there are also innumerable Brahmas who preside over these universes. But actually, you're the master of them all. As super soul of everyone in everyone's heart, you know everything. Please therefore accept me as your surrendered servant. I hope that you will excuse me for disturbing you in your pastimes with your friends and calves. Now, if you will kindly allow me, I will immediately leave so you can enjoy your friends and calves without my presence. The words Sarvam Tvam Vedsi Sarvadrik are very significant here. Lord Krishna knows Lord Krishna knows everything and sees everything. And therefore Lord Brahma did not need to remain in Vrindavan to maintain his personal loving contact with the Lord. In fact, as the creator of the universe, Lord Brahma was somewhat out of place in the simple, blissful atmosphere of Vrindavan, where Lord Krishna was exhibiting his supreme opulences in herding cows, enjoying picnics, playing games, and so on. Upon seeing the intense love the residents of Vrindavan had for Lord Krishna, Brahma felt unqualified to remain there. He was not eager to give up the Lord's association. Yeah, he was leaving not because he wanted to give up the association, but he felt it better to return to his personal devotional service in Brahmaloka. Somewhat embarrassed and unhappy over his foolish attempt at bewildering the Lord, Brahma preferred to resume his transcendental loving service rather than try to enjoy the Lord's presence. So there is a learning here also that we should be always um, eager to execute devotional activities, to execute whatever service is given to us, by especially by the bona fide, whatever is authorized by the bona fide spiritual master. Sometimes it may happen that I may want to do something, but the spiritual master wants us to do something else. So we generally have a tendency that okay, I want to do this, I'm more inclined for this. But if we see from a Krishna conscious point of view, the spiritual master knows what is best for the disciple, and therefore the disciple should go with the instructions given by the spiritual master, or whatever advice is given coming from the spiritual master. Instructions, in fact, not suggestions, but everything that is coming from the spiritual master should be taken as an instruction, and one should immediately execute it. So similarly, Brahma ji, he was though he wanted to be in presence of the Lord, but he felt himself unqualified in the presence of all the residents of Vrindavan who had so much love and affection for Krishna, and therefore he thought it wise to go back to his to whatever devotional service has been given to him to execute. He thought it wise to go back to execute whatever devotional service is given to him by the Lord. Shri Krishna Vrishnikula Pushkara Joshadain Kshama Nirjara Dvija Pashu Dadhi Vridhi Karin Udharma Sarvara Harak Shiti Rakshasa Drug Akalpam Arham Bhagavan Namaste. Sri Krishna, O Lord Krishna, Vrishnikula of the Yadu dynasty, Pushkara, to the lotus, Josha, pleasure, thine, O you who bestow, Shama of the earth, Nirjara, the demigods, Dvija, the brahmanas, Pashu, and of the animals, Udadhi of the great oceans, Vridhi, the increase, Karin, O you who cause, Udharma, of atheistic principles, Sarvara, of the darkness, Hara, or dispeller, Shiti, upon the earth, Rakshasa, of the demons, Druk, the opponent, Akalpam, until the end of the universe, are come, as long as the sun shines, Arhan. O supremely worshipable deity, Bhagavan, O supreme personality of Godhead, Namaha, I offer my respectful obeisance day unto you. Translation. My dear Sri Krishna, you bestow happiness upon the lotus-like Vrishni dynasty and expand the great oceans consisting of the earth, the demigods, the brahmanas, and the cows. You dispel the dense darkness of irreligion and oppose the demons who have appeared on this earth. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, as long as this universe exists and as long as the sun shines, I will offer my respect, my obeisances unto you. Purport. According to Srila Sanatan Goswami, Lord Brahma is here engaged in the ecstasy of Nama Sankirtana, glorifying various holy names of Lord Krishna that indicate his variegated pastimes. Lord Krishna expertly suppressed the demoniac population of the earth, which became unbearable with the advent of demonic politicians like Kamsa, Jarasandha, and Shishupala. Similarly, in modern society, there are many so called God fearing people who are actually attracted to demoniac existence. Such persons become enlivened with the setting of the sun and go out in the darkness to enjoy life in restaurants, nightclubs, disclothes, hotels, and so on, which are all simply meant for illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, and meat eating. Then there are those who openly defy God and His laws, declaring themselves atheists and demons. Both the covert and overt enemies of the Lord constitute an unholy burden for the earth, and Lord Krishna descends to expertly remove this burden. Here, Lord Brahma indirectly states that Lord Krishna should remove Brahma's own subtle atheism, which had led him to try to exert illusory power over Lord Krishna. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Lord Brahma, in his shame, felt himself to be like a Brahma Rakshasa from Satyaloka who had come to the earth to disturb Lord Krishna and his intimate friends and calves. Brahma is lamenting that although Lord Krishna is most exalted, the Lord of all lords, because he had appeared before Brahma in such a simple and innocent feature decorated with a stick, a conch shell, ornaments, red clay, a peacock feather, and so on, and sporting with his cowherd boyfriends, Brahma dared to challenge him. Concerning Brahma's prayers, of which this verse is a conclusion, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur states, "May these prayers of Brahma, which take away all doubts and broadcast all the definite conclusions of devotional service, become the expert craftsmanship of the foundation of my consciousness." So our present position is also like that, as it is mentioned here, that people are more interested in demoniac way of living, but and therefore Krishna comes in different forms, and right now he has come in this form, in the form of this Hare Krishna movement, and specifically in this Kali Yuga, as we know, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to kill the demoniac mentality of the people. So this movement, Hare Krishna movement, is also manifestation of the same, for the purpose of um, putting an end to the demonic mentality of the living entity. And we can see how Lord Brahmaji is feeling, is lamenting that he dared to challenge the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because he was bewildered by his simple, innocent appearance as a cowherd boy, carrying a stick in his hand and so on. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is stating that may these prayers of Brahma, which take away all doubts and broadcast all the definite conclusions, devotional service, become an expert craftsmanship of the foundation of my consciousness. May I imbibe these lessons that Brahmaji is teaching us in my consciousness, and uh, be conscious of the actual position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and never fall in the category of defying the Lord in any directly or indirectly. Rather be always in a mood of devotional service to the Lord. Okay, next verse. 41st verse. Shri Shukavacha iti abhishtuya bhuma nam triparikramiya padayo natva bhishtam jagadhata swadhama padyata. Shri Shukavacha, Shri Shukadev Goswami said, iti thus abhishtuya, offering praise bhumanam of the unlimited Supreme Lord three times, parikramya, circumambulating, padaya of his at his feet, natva, bowing down, abhishtam, desired jagat of the universe, dhata, the creator, swadhama of his personal abode, patyapadyata, returned. Sukadev Goswami said, having thus offered translation, Sukadev Goswami said, having thus offered his prayers, Brahma circumambulated his worshipable Lord, the unlimited personality of Godhead, three times and then bowed down at his lotus feet. The appointed creator of the universe then returned to his own residence. Purport: Although Lord Brahma had prayed to take birth in a Although Lord Brahma had prayed to take birth as a blade of grass in Vrindavan, or even in the area surrounding Vrindavan, Lord Krishna, by his silent response to Brahma's prayers, indicated that Brahma should return to his own abode. First, Brahma had to complete his personal devotional service of universal creation, then he could come to Vrindavan and get the mercy of the inhabitants there. In other words, a devotee should always be attentive to executing his personal devotional service properly. This is more important than trying to live in the Lord's abode. This is very significant to understand that a devotee should always be attentive to executing his personal devotional service, whatever devotional service has been given to us, just like Brahmaji's service was to take care of the universal creation. So that was his service to the Lord. So from like Lord Krishna indicated that he go back to his service, and so he followed that. Despite his own desire to take birth as a blade of grass in Vrindavan. In the same way, our devotee should always be attentive to executing. We should be attentive towards executing the devotional service that is given to us. That is more important than trying to live in the Lord's abode. That is more important than our own desires that I want to go back to Godhead or I want to live in this particular place, whatever. If we are given some service, now who doesn't like to stay in Vrindavan? Like Sri Prabhupada, we can see it could have been so comfortable for him to stay in, Vrindavan. Why did he take all that pain to go to the west, just to execute the orders of his spiritual master? So that was his devotional, that was service allotted to him or given to him by his spiritual master. So in order to execute that, he took all the pain to go to the west, and just because of that mercy of Sri Prabhupada, we are here sitting before like this and discussing these topics of Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. Okay, 42nd verse. Tato anujapya bhagavan swabhuman prag avashtitan vatsan pulinam aninye yatha purve sakham sukham. Tata then anugyapya, giving permission, Bhagavan the Supreme Lord Swabhuman, Bhuvam, to his own son Brahma, Prak, from before Avashtitan, situated Vatsan, the calves, Pulinam, to the shore of the river, Aninye, he brought Yathapurve, just as before, Sakhyam, where the friends were present, Sakham, his own. Translation: after granting his son Brahma permission to leave, the Supreme Personality of Godhead took the calves, who were still where they had been a year earlier, and brought them to the river bank, where he had been taking his meal and where his cowherd boyfriends remained just as before. Purport: the word Swabhuvam, to his own son indicates that Lord Krishna forgave the offense Brahma had committed and treated him with affection as his son. It is stated in this verse that the original cowherd boyfriends and calves were situated just as before near the bank of the Yamuna river and in the forest respectively. Next time we are going to Vrindavan, then we can remember these past times when we are crossing the river Yamuna, the bridge we are crossing. So when we are having darshan of Yamuna Mai, we can remember how Krishna is actually playing with his cowherd boyfriends, the calves on the banks of Yamuna. Previously, the calves had disappeared within the forest, and Lord Krishna had gone to search for them. Not finding them, the Lord had returned to the river bank to discuss the situation with his cowherd boyfriends, but they had also disappeared. Now the cows were once again in the forest, and the boyfriends once again the bank of the river, ready to take their lunch. According to Srila Sanatan Goswami, the calves and boys remained in the forest and on the river bank respectively for 1 full year. Lord Brahma did not actually take them away to another place. By the Lord's omnipotent illusory energy, the gopis and other residents of Vrindavan did not notice the calves and boys, nor did the calves and boys notice the passing of a year's time or feel any hunger, cold, or thirst. All this was part of the pastime arranged by the Lord's illusory potency. So they actually remained what we all used to think when we generally hear this pastime that they were taken away by Brahmaji. But here we can understand that Srila Sanatan Goswami is mentioning that the calves and boys actually remained in the forest and on the river bank respectively. Whole 1 year they spent there. But neither they recognize that they are spending 1 whole year there, nor the residents of Vrindavan could actually see them. That is how the Lord's illusory energy acts. All this was part of the pastime arranged by the Lord's illusory potency. Lord Brahma thought, I have kept all the boys and calves of Gokula sleeping on the bed of my mystic potency, and to this very day they have not risen. A similar number of boys and calves have been playing with Krishna for 1 whole year, yet they are different from the ones illusioned by my mystic potency. Who are they? Where did they come from? This is how Brahmaji thought. Nothing is invisible to the Supreme Lord. Thus, Lord Krishna appeared to be searching for the calves and boys only to enact the dramatic pastime of bewildering Lord Brahma. After Brahma surrendered and offered prayers, Lord Krishna returned to the original boys and calves, who appeared exactly as before, although the size had somewhat increased because of 1 year's growth. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, since Lord Krishna was playing exactly like an innocent young cowherd boy in Vrindavan, after four-headed Brahma offered his prayers, the Lord maintained his role as a young cowherd boy and thus remained silent before Brahma. Krishna's silence indicates the following thoughts. Where did this four-headed Brahma come from? What is he doing? What are these words he keeps on speaking? I am busy looking for my calves. I am just a cowherd boy and do not understand all this. Lord Brahma had considered Lord Krishna an ordinary cowherd boy and had treated him as such. After accepting Brahma's prayers, Krishna continued to play as a cowherd boy and thus he did not answer the four-headed Brahma. Rather, Krishna was more interested in rejoining his cowherd boyfriends for the picnic lunch on the bank of the Yamuna river. So we can understand how fortunate are those residents of Vrindavan, how fortunate are those cowherd boys, and how fortunate are those calves that Krishna is eager to spend time, to play with them, to spend time with them. Okay, so we will stop here. We completed till 42nd verse of this chapter and we'll continue the next verse tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.